Welcome back to Soda City, everyone. Maybe you're like a third of the U.S. population that has not gotten around to putting an advance directive in place. But what if you never get around to it? Who then will act on your behalf when you aren't able to? Licensed gerontologist Dr. Macy P. Smith and elder attorney Lisa Hostetler Brown is joining us today with some tips. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, Billy.
Always great insight. Okay, so we're talking about a directive, a care directive. Before we get into the importance of it, let's talk about exactly what that is and why people need to care.
So I'll start and I'll let my colleague here pick up the pace, but many people don't even know that term, advance directive or advanced care directive. When you cannot make a decision for yourself as it relates to health care, as it relates to finances, well-being, then you want to be able to designate someone who you think would be responsible in acting on your behalf when you cannot.
Yeah.
A lot of times family members get these documents in place and they think that they own the person and that they make all their decisions. That's not the case. It's when that person cannot make a decision on their own due to cognitive loss, due to medical conditions. So it's definitely something that everybody needs to have, not simply someone who is over a particular age.
And Dr. Macy, we spoke about this on one of our recent awareness episodes in light of what's happening with Wendy Williams, a media personality. And we also learned during that episode that there is some legality to this. This isn't just something that you can, I guess, do and just sign your name on. You need to get someone with some knowledge on how it works as in case you had to go in front of a court of law. So I want to turn things over to you.
Sure, thank you. Yes, it's really important to make sure that you are getting the documents just like she was saying. And it's also important to understand that some of them are not check the box documents. Like a healthcare power of attorney seems to be a basic document, but it's important that it's executed correctly. So going to a lawyer and making sure that it's done correctly is really important. But also from a financial planning standpoint, there's a lot of things that you can't do if your financial durable power of attorney doesn't specifically say you can. And people just don't know this. It's really common that people have limited powers of attorney and they don't realize it. And so when they come to someone like me, a certified elder law attorney, and we're trying to do maybe Medicaid planning or long-term care planning, they just don't have as good of options as other people who had good powers of attorney.
What is the most common mistake that you see folks make when it comes
to... Well, not
planning
planning is definitely number one. But I think just not getting the right documents or picking the right agents, that's so important.
And this is something that you talked about before, emphasizing you need to do it while you're still in a good health, in good mental health.
Yeah, a good cognitive space. Yeah, you have to be able to do it then, because you walk into Lawyer Lisa's office, you know, she's trained to be able to determine if you are lucid enough to make these decisions. And now someone who may have a cognitive impairment like dementia, it does wax and wane. They might come into her office on a good day, but the next 2 days there's some issues, and then you have those family dynamics to come into play, and she might have to go to court. And so the best gift you can give to your family members is to have those documents in place as soon as possible.
And we want to pull up some tips that you so graciously prepared for our viewers today. And let's go through these tips. This is a perfect time for you to jot them down or either take a picture of it. The first one, have a conversation with the family.
And this is for all of our viewers. The most important thing you can do is to have that conversation with family members to talk about what you want and who you want to make those decisions. So, cut down on some of that fighting. Understand the various types of advance directives. I oftentimes send people to southcarolinabar.org because it definitely does break it down really well and give some examples. And then you want to be able to secure a certified elder attorney like Lawyer Lisa and to properly execute those documents. And Lisa, there are proper ways to execute those documents. Like she said, not just signing the line, because some of those documents have to be filed in court.
Yes, definitely.
And then, like you said, properly executing those documents. Before we wrap up for today, and ladies, thank you so much. This is really great information. How can people stay in touch with you, Laura Lisa?
Yeah, well, we also have a lot of free trainings and free events, and we have them all on our website. It's just Lawyer Lisa, LAWYERLISA.com. And then you can go to the events tab, and we have events statewide, and you can watch them over Zoom too, so if you can't come in person.
Where are you based out of?
Well, our main office is in Irmo, but
In
we have
Irmo.
offices in the upstate and in Bluffton.
Okay, perfect. And Dr. Macy, how can people stay in touch with you?
Well, they can follow me on social media at Dr. Macy P. Smith and on my website, drmacysmith.com.
All right, thank you so much. Always good when you come through, and thank you for bringing Laura Lisa as well. Great information. We truly appreciate it. We'll make sure to have all these details on SodaCityLive.com. I know so many people will like to share this with their family members, and it's okay. We hear Dr. Macy Smith talk about transitioning through that time, and this is a prime example of just how to be prepared. You're going to be okay. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.